I have to tell you, these Canadian prices absolutely shocked me. I just about died when I saw the price on the green chilies. She just hit the jackpot on that one.
We got a 26-pound box and we've stocked up. We have so much here.
I'm just totally floored at how cheap these grocery prices are. Hello, today I have the privilege of showing Canadian food prices. Kirsty very kindly went to the grocery store and showed me what prices Canadians pay for their foods and how she as a Canadian saves on her grocery bill. Now, I will tell you, one of the number one comments we get is on how expensive Canadian food prices are. And I get this all the time, almost every day, several times a week, on how expensive Canadian food prices are. And then I had a viewer say, Tara, we went to Florida on vacation, and let me tell you, American food prices are a lot more expensive than Canadian. The next time we went, I stocked up on food in Canada to bring for our vacation down in the United States because the food is so expensive in the United States. So I was like, what is going on? So Kirsty very kindly went to the grocery store and filmed all the food prices, and we are going to do a comparison on the difference between Canadian and US food prices and what is the truth on Canadian food prices. Now, I will tell you, she is in Toronto, and she says Toronto is one of the more expensive places in Canada to buy groceries.
All right, so we're back from the grocery shops. We actually went to 4 different ones because our good deals were gone, but we weren't driving for no reason. We were on our way home anyway, so that was really good.
All right, so first of all, she goes to more than one store. I think that is excellent. People always get upset when I say, oh, I go to more than one store. Listen, it's not a matter of making a special trip to stores. Yes, I will make a special trip if there's something exceptional on deal. Like if I can usually only find chicken for $1.99 a pound, it's on sale for $1.29 or $1.49. Yes, I will make a special trip for that. But most of the time, just like her, I just stop when I'm on my way to somewhere else. So I'll stop at the grocery store coming back from church because it's on the other side of town, or I'm headed to the doctor, I'll make a trip. I don't normally just make a special trip to go buy groceries unless it's just an exceptional deal.
Okay, so the first place here in Toronto is Freshco, and eggs here are really truly expensive, but this one is 18 eggs and they cost $4.77, and that is an excellent price for eggs here. And we got 100 points, scene points, which pretty much equates to $1.
Okay, so that amounts to, with her points and all that, $2.77 for eggs. In Canada, we pay $2.24 for 18 eggs. Is that more expensive? Yeah, 50 cents though really isn't that big of a deal. So yes, it's expensive, but it's not outrageous by any stretch of the imagination.
Next shop, this is amazing. This is when we stock up. Yellow onions were 10 pounds for $2.77, which is an amazing deal.
Okay, yes, that is an excellent, amazing deal. So she paid about 20 cents a pound for onions, and here it is 60 cents on sale for a pound of onions. Not on sale, it is about $1 a pound for onions. So yes, she got a really stinking good deal.
And 10 pounds of potatoes, white potatoes here for just $1.94. And then I also got 200 PC points, which is 20 cents worth. But anyway, this is a steal.
Okay, $1.26 for 10 pounds of potatoes is a steal. The cheapest I have seen them here in the United States is 30 cents a pound. So she's paying about 12 cents a pound for potatoes. Yes, that is a steal.
And then bananas in Canada, when you go to these cheaper stores, are pretty much 59 cents per pound.
59 cents is the cheapest I have seen bananas here in the United States. So 43 cents. Yep, significantly cheaper.
Third place was the same, no frills here in Toronto. They had the diced tomatoes on sale for 99 cents. These are never 99 cents anymore. You would be able to get them for 88 cents before, but no more. So we stocked up a little bit.
She is right. 72 cents US for this can of tomatoes is an excellent deal. $1.48 is what they cost here at Walmart. I've seen them very, very rarely for 99 cents. Usually it's like $1.25. That was a really good deal at 70 some odd cents.
And then this was a surprise, but this is for stocking up. They were 19 cents each, which is really cheap. So these go to the prepper pantry.
Okay, I have not seen ramen noodles for 14 cents for more than 30 years. So yes, that is an excellent deal. Normally, I do not recommend putting anything in your stockpile that you're not going to eat. But in this situation, those ramen noodles are so stinking cheap. I would stock up on at least a few just to have as an emergency backup. 14 cents for a meal. Oh my goodness. I mean, you really can't get a lot cheaper than that.
Now on to the spices. So we cook with a lot of things like beans and tomatoes and onions and garlic, which do have flavor, but the beans don't. So that's why I have this big, huge honking bottles of garlic powder, cayenne pepper, crushed chili, all these things. And I learned from you, Tara, that instead of buying the expensive stock, I just put in some bouillon right there. This is as cheap as it gets, and I think I paid $1 for this thing. There's a pepper and salt, and more of these bouillon cubes. These ones were 25 cents each. Crazy. And then we have some other spices there, things that I don't use so often, but like the garlic salt. This one I got for 97 cents.
Okay, once again, 25 cents for the bouillon cubes. That's an excellent deal. I mean, that's probably around 20 cents US. 70 cents for those spices is really, really good. So that's 70 cents US. She got an extra ounce of spices for 30 cents less than what we pay here. So she really is getting a good deal on those spices. I have to tell you, these Canadian prices absolutely shocked me. Wait till you see the green chilies. I just about died when I saw the price on the green chilies.
Now, when it comes to bread and breakfast items, I typically put out the things for the breakfast on the counter. These naans are actually for pizzas later. I got the huge thing with 12 of them for just over $4. Very good price. And then here's funny looking things, but they're bagels. That's from the Pay What You Can store. And then homemade cookies and homemade muffins. These are actually your recipe. And then, oh, a little bit sad, but that's our bread. This is how we do it. We just take bread out of the freezer when we run out.
All right, I think that's great. First of all, I'm so glad you love our muffin recipe. If you guys want it, it is in the description below. Also in our Dining on a Dime cookbook, Volume 1 and Volume 2. Volume 1 has the basic recipe. Volume 2 has all the variations. But she's preparing ahead of time and just getting the stuff out of the freezer. I think one of the biggest problems with people is they forget to take the stuff out of the freezer. I know that's my problem. Or they don't have space in their fridge to put stuff or whatever. But for her, she just brings it all out. It's all ready, all prepared, defrosted. And I think that's great that you're preparing ahead of time.
These are things that I've received for free or almost free from either friends or just, you know, super cheap on clearance.
Okay, yes, this is terrific. Take the free food from friends. Listen, I do not turn anything away. If there's something that I can't use and something that my friends give me, I will see if the next person can use it. I never ever reject free food because once you do, then people will stop giving it to you. So if there's something in there that I can't use, I just see if the next person can use it, or if I can make something that I can give it to someone else, I figure out a way to use it or to give it to someone else.
There's some salsa that I won. There's those tomatoes for 99 cents. Tuna, I pay about 99 cents for tuna. I haven't seen it cheaper than that.
Okay, 70 cents US is what you're paying for that. 96 cents is the average price here at Walmart for tuna. Yes, that is an excellent deal.
Then we have just a coconut milk. This one I also received. A friend of mine no longer likes it. So here we have it. Waiting for a meal. There's some refried beans. A lot of these items are from the liquidation store. So I think this one was 50 cents. I think the best deal here that I can show you is these Old El Paso chilies. These ones were 2 for 50 cents, so 25 cents each. And so I stocked up like crazy. We've used them a lot.
Okay, I about died when I saw these green chilies. We use green chilies all the time. We love Mexican food. 18 cents is what she paid for those green chilies. Name brand, not even the store brand, name brand green chilies for 18 cents. You can see here for another name brand, I couldn't find Old El Paso Hill here. So Ortega was the closest that I had, $1.54. Yeah, I'm not kidding. I was totally shocked. I would have bought everything they had for 18 cents for green chilies. That is probably the best deal that I have seen ever on canned goods. I mean, ever. She just hit the jackpot on that one.
This is very expensive rice. I just checked in the grocery store. This thing was ridiculous. $9. I paid half of the $3.99, so I paid $2 for this.
Okay, so I couldn't figure out what kind of rice this was, so I typed in the French name to see if I could figure it out, and apparently it is jasmine rice. Yes, that is a really good deal for jasmine rice if she only paid $2, and when it looks like it's maybe 3 or 4 or 5 pounds. I'm not quite sure how big the bag was. I couldn't see in the video, but I think she got a pretty good deal on the jasmine rice.
And these are the fancy coffees that I got from the Pay What You Can store. I wouldn't be buying these, but we got them for a really good deal. I think a couple of bucks.
Okay, she paid $1.45 for Starbucks coffee. And you can see here, it's $8.98 at Walmart. Yes, you got a really good deal on this one.
I'm not crazy about this coffee, but it was $1 from a liquidation store. So there we have it. I occasionally mix it with other coffee, and that's how I stretch my coffee, make it cheaper.
Excellent idea. Listen, I do this all the time. I'll buy a product. Now, if I can return it because it tastes nasty, I do return it. But if I can't return it, I mix it with other things. And she's doing exactly that with her coffee. She had a coffee she didn't like, so she mixes it with coffee she does like. That way, she's not wasting it, and she's stretching her other coffee until it's done. I do this all the time. Like, I bought some chocolate chips that weren't the best one time, so I mixed them with different chocolate chips until they were gone so they wouldn't be wasted. Please stop throwing out food. Figure out a way to use the food, even if you don't like it.
Oh yes, and I got this one for free in an event, so that was really cool. A lot of my oils I have received as gifts. For Christmas, I asked for special oils, and you know what? It's September, and yet here we have still a whole bunch of oils from my Christmas gift stash. So I'm very grateful for that. My family appreciates my frugal ways and do that for me.
Yes, this is what I do all the time. I love all those jams and jellies, and I love sauces and all those different kinds of condiments. I love trying all those different things, like different barbecue sauces and stuff like that. So what do? I ask for them for my birthday or Christmas. I don't just go out and buy a jelly if I see it. Like, I've always wanted to try huckleberry jelly. I've never tried it. So what I would do in that situation is if I found some, I would buy it and give it to Mike and say, hey, somebody needs to have this showing up at Christmas, if you don't mind. And he's like, sure. And so I don't just go out and just buy things like that. They're gifts, special occasions. These foods are not needs, they are wants. And when they're wants, they go in the gift category, not the normal food budget category.
Have an item that I would never buy. This is, in my view, so expensive, but very grateful to receive it for free from a friend who didn't like it. So we use it in cooking, making like protein pancakes, and also occasionally put it into our smoothies.
And she's using the free stuff and figuring out a way to do it. I think that's great. That's $25 worth of protein powder. I definitely would not throw that away. I would figure out a recipe to use it in so that I'm not wasting it. Protein pancakes is great. Maybe finding a smoothie with more bananas or something like that might help make it a little bit more palatable, but I totally agree. Do not throw it away.
Pasta in this whole bottom drawer. I'm keeping in that container, which I found on the street.
Okay, so I think this is hilarious. She found the container on the street. I do this all the time. I am always finding containers at garage sales or on the street or thrift stores where they've gotten too many and they just put them out there for free. That is great that you are looking at other places to find your containers to put your stockpile. My big one is my cat litter containers from when we had 3 cats when my niece moved in with us. And even today, it's 9 years later and I am still using the cat litter containers because they work so well. So look for free or cheap ways to store your pantry stockpile.
Saving the pasta in a container she found on the street. It's like a clone of Tara. That's amazing.
Is that a scary thing that there's more of them out there like me, or is that a comforting thought?
It's awesome that somebody's listening.
And then we have all these cold packs. They're full of water in similar containers like this. This is a trick I learned from you. So in case of an emergency, we have water over here. There's also water in there, which I would never be buying bottled water, but I buy it for in case of emergency.
Okay, I cannot stress enough, guys. I cannot stress this enough. Please, please, please have at least 3 days worth of water on hand. I would suggest a gallon per person per day at a very, very minimum. Very minimum. I would really suggest you have 7 days to 2 weeks worth of water just for drinking alone. I have lived in the country where my well was frozen in the winter and I literally had no water for days on end. Here in Wyoming, when we moved into this house, we couldn't drink the water because we're at the end of the line and they refused to change the pipes and they were putting in a new filter system. Okay, so we couldn't drink the water for like 2 weeks after we moved in. Now that we've lived here for 2 years, I cannot count the number of times that they have cut the water off here. It has probably been a good 6 or 8 times since we have lived here that all of a sudden we have no water. A pipe bursts or they're just working on something or who knows what. And thankfully it's only been for several hours at the most. But guys, please, I am begging you, get some water on hand. If you have to buy water, buy it. I don't care how you get water on hand. But I would rather have you spend $30 buying 30 gallons of water to make sure that your family is okay for a few days without water than to not have any water at all. So please get your water stockpile built up so that if there's an emergency, you at least have water.
Lots and lots of crackers. This is the huge cracker stash. Crackers for a couple of years. But all of these were like $1 or 50 cents. We got them from an outlet, so that was amazing.
Triscuits are $3.78 and you paid about 75 cents US for them. Yeah, you got a really stinking good deal on those Triscuits.
Now these Betty Crocker sugar cookie mixes feels like, okay, these people only eat cookies. Well, no, I bought them because they were literally 4 for 50 cents in a liquidation store. So it feels like stealing, but that's how they were. And I'm eternally grateful I found that store. And we've stocked up. We have so much here from there.
Okay, I lied. I'm sorry. The cookie mixes are a better deal. 8 cents for a cookie mix? Oh my goodness. And here's the thing, you don't have to use them as cookies. You can make them into muffins. Add a little bit of milk to the batter and you've got muffin mix. You can make them into pancakes. Just add a little bit more milk and make it a runnier batter and you can have pancakes. Make them into waffles. Add a little extra oil and a little extra milk and you've got waffles. Oh my goodness. That is a stinking good deal. I cannot believe you found cake mix for 8 cents. I one time found cake mix for 15 cents 3 or 4 years ago after Halloween at 90% off. And I thought that was a good deal. You've got me beat on this one.
Now here we have chicken bouillon. Again, this is from the liquidation store. I think maybe 25 cents for that. A lot of these chilies, but hey, they were 25 cents each. So there we have it. We have lots of them. All of these sauces were about 70 cents each. And so they're stocked up. We're good to go. Ketchup was less than $1. Soups I've stocked up, oh my goodness, long ago. They keep going because I bought a huge amount when they were 50 cents each. So fight the inflation. Buy when they're cheap. These, you know, I would not buy. But I found these on a clearance shelf for 89 cents. So, picked it up. Otherwise, I wouldn't be buying these.
So she paid 64 cents US for those, $1.66 at Walmart here in the US. I think occasionally they'll go on sale for $1. I don't know. I have never, ever, ever bought Hamburger Helper in my entire life. Why? We have our own Hamburger Helper recipe in our Dining on a Dime Volume 1. The recipe is in the description below. It's one of the top articles on our website. Yes, it is, because it is so stinking easy to make. Please stop wasting money on Hamburger Helper. It is so easy to make it at home. And the picture that I'm showing is beef stroganoff. We have the best beef stroganoff you will ever eat in the description below. So check that out. It's in our Dining on a Dime Volume 1 also.
Off oats. So 2 of these packages, which is, oh my goodness, over 5 kilos in total. I paid $9.99. So that is a lot of oats and a good price for our country.
Okay, so for that same amount of oatmeal, it would have cost $26 in the US. And she paid about $7 US for that oatmeal. I could not believe it. She is just nailing these grocery prices. I mean, I'm just totally floored at how cheap these grocery prices are. So then she went and showed me her ad just to prove that she's not crazy. And look at this. She's got a 10-pound bag of potatoes for $1.88, which is about $1.50, $1.60 here in the United States. That's 15 cents a pound. Plus, it looks like some reward points. So I think it says even 20. That's the equivalent of 25 cents, I guess. So she's down to $1.63, which is $1.18 US. Holy cow! I have never seen potatoes that cheap ever. Even when I lived in Idaho, I didn't see potatoes that cheap. And then she's got squash for 88 cents. Oh my goodness. That's really cheap. Squash is super expensive here. So I would say that is probably about 60 cents worth of squash in the United States. And then a 6-pound bag of apples for $5. So that's $3.63 for a 6-pound bag of apples. We pay about that same amount for a 3-pound bag of apples. Yeah, you're getting some really good deals. All right, and then she went and showed me how she uses some of these things that she buys.
Happy Sunday. So here's our cooking from all those discounted items. This mixture here is for our dog. It's pumpkin and some spinach. And then this one is turkey noodle soup. Hard to see. It's just over 4 liters of turkey noodle soup. There's turkey, onion, carrots, and some spices, and the turkey broth as well. And then the last one is soup for our family. So this, I will puree this, and this will become super healthy pureed soup for the whole week. Basically all week we'll be able to have this for lunch. And here's the last one of the batch cooking meals. So this is a turkey casserole. I made 2. This is made out of 3 boxes of KD, some peas, sliced onion or diced onion, and a cream of mushroom, as well as some turkey broth, and of course the turkey, shredded turkey. And then on the top, the crust is just the super sale breadcrumbs that I showed earlier. Right, so let's go to the freezer. Here we have what I call panic food. Someone feels like they want to go eat out. You have mozzarella sticks and chicken nuggets. Both are from sale, but if it was me in my life, I would not be buying these. But hey, I don't live alone, so this is how we avoid that.
Okay, I think that's great that you have some panic food on hand. I do the same thing. I keep chicken nuggets, mozzarella stick, pizzas on hand. I don't make all of these things from scratch, but I'd rather have a few of those things on hand so we're not going out to eat, so that when I'm tired, I can just throw them in and fix those instead of going out to eat. It's better to spend $5 on frozen food than to spend $50 eating out. And that is what it is costing now. It's absolutely ridiculous, the amount of money people are spending on eating out now. So I would rather have you do that than to spend all that money going to a fast food joint.
This is tomatoes, frozen tomatoes. I froze these because we got a 26-pound box of tomatoes, and it was $9. So I could not leave it there. So we went ahead and ate a lot of tomatoes and put the rest of them in the freezer.
Oh my goodness. $9 for 26 pounds? I've never seen tomatoes that cheap. I mean, that's probably what, 20, 30 cents a pound? Oh my goodness. Yeah, you got a really good deal on those.
Then here we have frozen peas, a lot of frozen vegetables and fruits here. These are frozen bananas. I have milk frozen. And excuse my talking freezer and fridge. This is a lot of bread this time because we've stocked up from that pay what you can store. Same thing as with the tomatoes. We got a lot of peppers. They were about 40 cents per large pepper. We just stocked up. I have peppers for months. And same thing with this mango, huge amount of mango, 5 kilos, and I think we paid $15. That's a very good deal for mangoes, and we make smoothies, and that's the way how we keep healthy. There's some sausage and pork underneath here. We don't eat too much meat, so that's why you don't see too much meat. There is this one, ground beef. This is from the Pay What You Can store.
Okay, on the meat, she said we don't eat very much meat. I think that's fine. Just cut back. If you can't afford meat, meat needs to be used as a flavoring and not a main dish. If you can't afford it, you can't afford it. From what I gathered from her pictures and her prices, it does seem like meat is possibly somewhat cheaper here in the US than in Canada. I couldn't tell for sure because the one ad that she sent me only had beef, and beef is fairly expensive here in the United States at the moment. So you just have to go with what you can afford right now and ebb and flow with the sales. So like in 2021, I think is when it was, when beef was really super expensive, we did not buy ground beef for like, I don't know, it was like 9 months or a year. We didn't have ground beef. The boys were begging for cheeseburger rolls because I was not about to pay $6 a pound for hamburger. I wasn't about to pay $5 a pound for hamburger. $3 a pound is the new stock up price for me because here in Wyoming, I don't have as good of sales as when we lived in Colorado or Kansas. But let me tell you, if you can't afford it, you can't afford it. And I thought it was interesting. When she went to the grocery store, she pointed out the things she didn't buy. She didn't buy this.
Here's the butter aisle. Pretty crazy. I don't buy butter.
Or this.
Look at this tiny little bag of tortilla chips. They're organic, but they have 156 grams. It's little, tiny little one. And it's on sale. Woohoo, $3.50.
Or this.
So here's your pop variety, as we say in Canada. Look at that. 16 tiny little ones for $3.99. Bye-bye.
Why? Because they were too expensive and they weren't in her grocery budget. Listen, if you can't afford butter, you're going to have to get margarine. If you can't afford the eggs, you're going to have to find a substitute. That is what this is all about. Now, it's also about keeping a price book. Our price books are going to be in stock again next week, guys. But keep a price book so you know the best prices. If I found those green chilies for 18 cents a can, I would have bought everything I could because we use green chilies all the time. Those cookie mixes at 8 cents, you better believe I would have had 80 of those if I could have bought them. Because you can't even buy the flour for that price. Canadian grocery prices are not that expensive. Listen, when I talked about this on the live show, they were saying, oh, but you got all these taxes on groceries in Canada. No, you don't. I looked at her receipts. I Googled it. You don't pay taxes on groceries in Canada. If I'm wrong, go ahead and let me know in the description below. Now, you guys pay taxes on a whole lot of other things. Groceries is not an area where you are spending more than the rest of the world by any stretch of the imagination. I really appreciate her taking the time to show us what a frugal shopper in Canada can do. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Please visit us at livingonadime.com and go watch this video next. We will see you guys next time.